my budgeting friends, it is Dano from the Budget Newbie, and today I am doing my April closing. So technically there are a few more hours left in April, but I'm going to risk it and do my closing now because technically the banking hours are closed, so whatever is in my accounts is pretty much going to be what's in my accounts. So let's get into it. Okay, the only things I have pre-filled out is I have done like my categories just to save a little bit of time, but that is all I have done. So yeah, okay. So the first thing I need to do is I need to work out how much all of these categories come to. So this is my cash expense tracker, and then I also need to do my banking one. So while I do that, I'm going to fast forward you guys. Yes, okay, I'm going to do that now. Okay, that is all of my cash totals calculated. The one thing I will put here is I had 320 in income in cash, but only 60 of that was technically earned income because I used a sinking fund and some other money that was gifted to me. This is going to be important later on when I look at my debt and savings amounts, because I'm going to use the earned income total rather than the actual just income total, and I'll explain that more when I get to it. I'm just going to count up the cash that I have left over. I have $280 left over in cash in my wallet at the moment. So on to the debt. Now, no, I'm going to save that. I have some exciting news, but I'm going to save it for another day. Oops. Okay, let's calculate this. Need more room. Let's put it there. Okay, starting with income. Okay, that is all the totals. The other thing I haven't done is I forgot to actually look at what is left in my bank account. So I will do that afterwards because I don't believe it affects anything except for my starting balance for next month, but that's fine. Okay. So that's all them done. Now, I just looked up. I'm going to have to come back because I need to know what my balances are. Silly me. Should have looked at that. Okay, I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I hope the view hasn't changed too much. Also, I'm filming with a different tripod-y stand thing, so I hope it's not too bouncy. Yeah, I don't know about this one or not, but let me know in the comments below. Okay, so I did go and find out how much I had left over in my bank account. So 1574. Okay, again, I don't think that actually means anything to these sheets from memory. So I'm just going to flip this over. I think you can see all that. That's fine. Okay, so my balances in my debt. I paid off a crap ton of debt this month, which I'm super happy about. And you guys will see some very exciting news as I do this. So, my city balance. Okay, this one's not as exciting. It's actually pretty bad because it's actually gone up. So, 1, 2, 650. So it's gone up, I think, by about $300. And yeah, it's gone up by about $300. Now, this is my stupidity. I'm going to admit it. It's my stupidity. What I was doing was I was charged, like, things were getting charged on my card and I was writing it in my budget, but I wasn't transferring the money from my cash to put back into my account to pay for it. So then I didn't actually have the money in my account to pay off the credit card. So I have learnt I now have an online purchasing cash envelope so that every time I make a purchase online, I take it from my cash envelopes and put it into my bank account. So that's why that's gone up a little bit. Could have been worse, but I've learnt. And look, that's a part of this whole journey, is learning and making mistakes and just working on it and trying to just do better the next day. It's a journey, not a sprint. So I'll get there. But that being said, I think it was my last paycheck. Was it my last paycheck or the paycheck before? No, it was the first paycheck of this month. I paid off my second NAB credit card. So that has a balance of $0. I'm so happy with that. That is totally epic. Very happy with that. But what is more exciting, and you won't really see this until the next paycheck when I count it as an income, is my tenant decided to pay for a couple of months of rent in advance, just because she doesn't like having to remember to do it every month, so she just paid it. Which meant I could pay off my other NAB credit card. So in this month, I have paid off 2 credit cards. I am so happy. So I just have that one. Like, yes, it's a big one. It's a big balance. But I don't have to worry about the others. I don't have to make any minimum payments on any other credit cards. It is just the one that is getting my sole focus. And as I said in my last paycheck video, my idea was going to be that as I finish off these, the minimum payment that I was paying accumulates into a snowball that I then use to pay off the next one. So I have the $200 that I was paying every week, every fortnight on this one, as well as now I've got the $400 that I was paying every fortnight from this one. That will go towards the $450. So making it this one, I am paying $1,050 every fortnight off this one. So really, I should be looking at having this one paid within the next 6 months at the latest. Yeah, so I am super stoked about that. Yeah, I looked at my bank account, I'm like, hang on, what? And then I had to go through all my emails to find the statement to say that, oh yeah, she paid it. I'm like, okay. So definitely not complaining. I definitely appreciate having a tenant like that. Yeah. Okay, I'm just putting in my mortgages as well. 29231. Okay. So now I need to work out how much I actually paid on all my credit cards over the minimum amount. So this is the minimum that I paid. Last month I had what the actual minimum amounts are for these ones, but I kind of thought that was pointless because that's what I always pay. I always pay this because I pay the principal and interest as part of my agreement. So that's the cash. All right, let's work this out. So for my city, I paid $508 here, and then I paid $558 there. That brings me $1,066, and the minimum payment for that is $417. So I paid an extra $649. For my NAB credit card number 1, I paid $400 plus $600 plus $35112 equals. So I paid $4,512 in total. Minimum payment is $70. So I paid $4,442 extra. And then lastly, this last one I paid $200 plus $500. And that was it. That wiped it. So taking away 25, I paid an extra $675. Okay, so that is a lot to be paying to debt. Jeepers, I cannot wait for this all to be gone. So now to work out my debt progress. So to do this, I need to calculate the current balances, and then I will be taking away my current balances from what I finished last month with. So my current balance is $12,650 for my city, $101,880 for mortgage number 1, and $29,231 for number 2, which means I have a total debt balance currently of $143,761. Now, I started the month off with $147,382. And I'm typing this wrong. 147,382. Take away 143,761. So I paid off a total of $3,621 in principal. So even though I was making all these extra payments, and to be fair, like my city balance did go up because of my stupidity, but that's how much I actually brought my debt down. So then to work out the monthly progress, I take this number and then that number, take away C, which is the start of my progress. So what I started, and this is only taking into consideration, this is what I started March with. So at the very start of March, which is the first month that I did the Budget Mums budget workbook, that's what my debt was. I had previously brought my debt down. My NAB credit card number 2, that had $10,000 worth of debt on it. I think this one had about $6,000 worth of debt on it. My city had $20,000 of debt. So I have already brought my debt down so much. But this is what I started at the start of March with. So I'm taking away my total debt monthly progress, minusing this amount, and then moving the hang on. That doesn't make sense. I'm so confused. Maybe it's meant to be divide, because I get a little confused with the symbols that she's got here, because technically total debt monthly progress, it's A take away B equals that number. But she's got the same D symbol here over a takeaway. So I think that's an accidental. One's meant to be divide, one's meant to be takeaway. I don't know. Let's try divide. 3, 6, 2, 1 divided by my starting equals. Yeah, now move it over 2 places. So I have done basically 2.5% of my debt that I've paid off in full. And mind you, I'm not so fussed about having a mortgage. That is not my biggest concern. My biggest concern is the fact that I have a credit card. That is, I'm paying 19% interest on. So, yes, it would be nice to be completely debt-free one day, but I don't expect that I'm going to pay these off anytime soon. In fact, I'll probably have another mortgage by the time I pay these off. So, it is what it is. It's essentially the cost of living, really, at the end of the day. So, okay. Now, this number is the same as this number. So I'm still learning, because last month I definitely didn't. So last month I didn't fill these out on camera. I went back and did them, and that's when I realized that I did not work out my savings or anything correctly. So I'm still learning, still trying to work it out. So bear with me, but we'll learn how to do this together. So my overall debt progress is going to be the debt that I started with minus what my debt currently is. So 143,761. So since starting at the start of March, I've paid off $4,105 in debt, considering that this month alone I paid off $3,621. This month I've smashed it. This month I have definitely focused on paying debt. Okay, so then my overall debt progress is this number divided by this number equals. So I have paid off a total so far of 2.7%. I'm going to use the decimal point until I get to like 10%, and then I'll stop using the decimal points. But for now, that makes me feel better than saying 2 or rounding up to 3, because it's not really 3. Okay, so that is progress. I am happy with that progress. Like it's not much, but it's still quite a bit. I'm not going to do my monthly net worth. I'm just not that interested in it while I have a lot of debt. I know that's going to be negative. So, in all honesty, I don't want to know. It's a little too depressing for me at this stage. It'd be a different story if I was debt-free. Okay, so on to my monthly budget category breakdown. So my starting balance is the starting balance of my cash and my bank account. So I had 456 plus 540. So I started with $996. I need to make a decision of if I'm going to include dollar signs or not. I keep flipping back and forth between it, and it's actually now really starting to bother me. Anyway, so then it's my starting balance plus my incoming income, which is all of this. So what do I have? In cash, I had $320 plus in my account, I had 11,857 equals. So my incoming income for this month was $12,177. Mind you, that is totally rare for me because of the fact that my rent was paid a couple of months ahead, which means that the next couple of months I won't be getting that regular rental income at the start of the month, which is a little sad, but also I was able to pay off a credit card, so I'm not too sad about it. While I'm here, I'm just going to make a note of how much in total was earned income. So it's $60, 60 plus 11,845 equals, so I'll just put it down here, 11,905 was earned. And that's going to help for the next page. So that gives a total of 996 plus 12,177 equals 13,173. Okay. I still haven't fully worked out a monthly budget. I have a rough idea, but honestly, did I go and write one in last month? Oh, I did. Yeah, look, I don't know. I guess I'll write these in again and see where I'm at. And then I might just have to readjust. Yeah, okay, I'll write these numbers in. So for debt, I said I wanted 1,700. For savings, I wanted 500. For food, I wanted 300. Petrol, 300. Utilities, 300. Pole, 600. I definitely went over that. I can guarantee you. Car, 200. Fun, 500. Health and beauty, 200. Travel, I don't budget anything. Events, I didn't have this as a category last time, so I'm just going to say nothing. Miscellaneous, 300. So events for me is now going to be like birthdays, Christmas, they're all going to come under events when I do this category breakdown. Okay, so now I've got to work out the total that I spent. So I've got to plus each of the categories from cash and my bank together. So I will fast forward this for you so you don't have to wait around while I work this all out. Okay, so that is all that done. Now I'm going to work out the difference, and what I was thinking with these is I'm going to use a green and a red pen Now, I know the Budget Mum does if it's over in one colour and if it's under in another. But how I'm going to do it is if it's a positive difference. So if I'm under, like, my fun category, I am way under the monthly budget. So that's a positive thing. So that's a positive thing. But so is being over in debt, and so is being over in savings. They are both positive differences. So all of those will be in green. If it's a negative change, then it will be in red. So my food is over, things like that. And then if it's the same, I'm just going to mark both of these as no change, no change, no change in black, because why not? Okay, so I know that the debt is going to be a positive difference because I spent over, and that's a good thing. So I am budget taking away 7,328 equals. So I am over by 5,628. Savings, budget of 500, taking away 1,700 equals. So I am over by 1,200. Let's change to red. Food, I budgeted 300. I spent 444. So I am over by 144. Petrol, I am under. I don't need a calculator for this one. I am under by $60. Utilities, I am under by $38. Nope, $32. Can't count. Poll, I am over by $203. I told you I'd be over on this one. I just knew it. Car, I am under by $118. I don't know if I should be trusting my brain to do this. Oh well. I'm not going to trust my brain on this one though. So fun, I had a budget of 500. I only spent 137. That leaves me under by $363. And then health and beauty, I'm under by $100. And then miscellaneous, budget of 300. I only spent 252. I am under by $48. So really not too bad. I was only over in food and poll. So that's actually pretty good. Okay, now to work out the percentage of my income that I spent on these. I'm not so worried about the first two because I'm going to do it differently on the next page than I am here. So to work this out, it is how much you spent divided by your total monthly income. So for food, I spent $444 divided by 13,173 equals, rounded off, so I spent 3% of, and that's in the wrong category. Sorry if that is shaking the camera. 3% of my income. Then again, 240 divided by 13,173 equals, I spent, rounded up to 2%. Utilities, I spent 268 divided by 13173, 2%. Poll, 803, 13,173, 6%. Car, I spent $82. 13173 equals. I'll round this up to 1%. Fun was 137. 13173. 1%. Health and beauty, 100 divided by 13,173 equals. Again, round it up to 1%. And miscellaneous, 252, 13,173. Round it to 2%. Just for fun, let's do it as these as well. 1723 divided by 13,173 equals. So that is 56%. And then 1700 divided by 13173 equals 13%. And that is definitely accurate with where my priorities are. My biggest priority is debt, followed by savings, and then bills and everything else. Okay, so I am very happy with that. Now on to breaking down the debt and savings and looking at where all of those went. So for this, rather than my total monthly income, this is where I'm going to use my earned income. So I'll just write in here, earned. Okay. Because I want to know how much that I bought in from working did I put to debt. Because I used sinking funds to get this. I had money gifted to me. Well, okay, yeah, gifted money I can put towards debt, but I'm not really going and using sinking funds and then putting it into debt payments. I'm getting that because I bought stuff that I had saved for. So I want to know how much of my actual earned income did I put towards debt. So my total earned income was 11,905. So I can write that in for both. 11,905. My total debt was 7,328, and my total savings was 1,700. So my percentage of income to debt, of earned income to debt, is 7,328 divided by 11,905 equals. So I actually put around 62% of my earned income towards debt, which is much better than the 56 of my total income. So that's a bit more accurate of how much I put of my income. Savings, do the same. So 1,700 divided by 11,905 equals. So I put 14%. So this one doesn't really show as much of a difference, but you know. Okay, now to break out and work out the total of how much I put to each of my debts and then how much I put to my savings, and I will be back with you. Okay, so that is that. I accidentally started off doing how much percentage of that I paid to like each of my cards from my total monthly income, but that's not what you're meant to do. It's meant to be how much of like the percentage of the debt payment was towards each thing, and same as how much of the amount that you sent to savings did you do for each one. So again, just looking at my priorities, well, this one's only 10% because that paid that off in full, so that's fine. And then I changed my priorities from originally being my first priority was my city, because I could just pay off the NAB straight away, and as much as it's not going in the order of highest interest rate, I just wanted to get that done. I've got no more minimum payments that I've got to make on that. I can focus on my city now. So looking at all this, it looks like I am on track. I'm heading in the correct direction. I think I've got a better idea of how to do these sheets. The only thing I'm not too sure about is my business and calling that savings, because it's not really saving. I am putting money towards something that I am then going to spend, but then that gets counted like differently because I'm not counting those expenses in my personal. That's all getting counted in something different. And then one day when I start making money back, I intend on paying myself back for the $500 that I've put in there. I don't know if that makes sense. So I don't know how I'm going to calculate this one, if I'm going to continue to have this there or just have it as a line in my expenses to say that I've sent money there but not actually calculate it for anything, or maybe I just keep it separate. I might have another color or something to show business. And lastly, I'm just going to compare the 2 months. So I'm just going to fill this out, speed this up, and then come back to you at the end. Okay. I hope that was actually recording the entire time, because it's now saying my battery is getting low. So I once again did the positive or negative change. However, keep in mind, like, my debt, I was able to pay off an extra $4,314 to debt. But I also had an increase in my total monthly income of $6,249. So that accounts for the extra $5,000 extra I was able to do between these two. Between debt and savings, you're looking at extra $5,389. Most of that comes because I got paid extra here. If I didn't get paid that extra money from my rental, this wouldn't have happened, or at least not to this extent. So I think that's why I like looking at this and knowing that, okay, yeah, that's the reason. And I might actually even put in a note saying so just a note saying the rental paid months ahead, so that I know that that's the reason for that increase. Overall, I'm not that disappointed. Most of the things I spent less, which I knew about, because March I was still paying off things like Afterpays and things like that, so from decisions that I made previously. Food went up a bit because I went out a couple of times for dinner. Same. Yeah. And also things like fun over here, that was high because I bought tickets, and I bought 4 tickets. So even though I got paid back for them, it still went out of my account. So, you know. But that is it for my monthly wrap up. Hopefully this all made sense to you. Hopefully it was a bit interesting to see how I did for the month. I'd love to see how you guys are going. Let me know in the comments below. Were there any massive changes in your monthly spending that you saw this month? Are there areas that you want to improve on for next month? For me, definitely next month, I want to get my food under control a little bit. I do know that I have gone up because I'm currently doing a rewards points system where you've got to spend $60 for each week, but with that you then get $50 worth of like a $50 voucher back at the end of it. So my food has gone up a little bit, but I also now have a good like bulk of stuff that I can eat for the next couple of months. So in the long term, it will even out. So that is all those. The only other things I do at the end of the month is I go through my yearly spending. I write out these exact same numbers in here. I update my sinking funds. As you can see, I didn't even do that last month, so I need to do that, as well as these. But these are all numbers that you see as I'm doing my budgeting, so nothing really, I think it's just these. Yeah, new. So I'm not going to show that today. Maybe in the next month's video when I close out May, I might just finish them and then skip towards that, but not this month. Anyway, that is it from me today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know it is another long one. I tend to have very long videos, so I do apologize for that, but at the same time, I love watching long videos. So if you have stuck with me through this, thank you so much. To all my subscribers, thank you so much. It does mean the world, and I love seeing that number slowly increase each day. If you are not subscribed, I would love it if you could join me and just join this crazy adventure of trying to become debt-free. And give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Put a comment down below just saying hey, or let me know how you're doing. I love chatting with you guys, and I will see you in my next video, which I believe will be my next budget. Alright, see you all later. Bye.